Ooh, wella, welcome back. Ooh, and I might be absent today. So if I am, please make sure that you open up Pear Deck. Where is it? It's going to be right inside of your Schoology. Let me show you. So what you do is you go over to your handy dandy app, your class link, you go to Schoology just like that. And once you're in Schoology, you look for your favorite class. That favorite class of yours is 8th grade core 3. Ooh, look at that street. You click on that. And then when you're in there, you will see today's sub work. See that? And then it'll say 40 acres and a mule sub work. And then you'll click that. And boom, it'll open. And you'll click happy, even though I'm not there. I understand all that, but it's okay. Everything's going to be just fine. So this is 40 acres and maybe a mule. Some of it you're going to read on your own today, some of it you won't. While we're reading, we're going to explore historical details in fiction and other media, right? How does society influence identity and experience? Well, you can look at some words in that thing that tell you what influences identity, right? Family definitely does. Ooh, try and use a highlighter if you can. Ooh, there we are. All right, then you highlight family, having your own farm. Farmers certainly do, right? Switch it over to orange and highlight any words that seem important to you that have something to do with identity or experience. Oh, history, you might have said. Excellent. So, what are the two most important words in this prompt? Please take a moment to read this along with me. Historical fiction is a genre that uses historical events to shape the story with fictional characters. Analyze the role of real history in the novella 40 Acres and Maybe a Mule, and use details in the text to support your answer. So, you're going to move these two red dots to the two most important or two key words from the text. Nice work. Okay. As we read along, we're going to annotate. So we're going to annotate just these two pages together, and then you can listen to it with the link from the first slide. And I'm going to ask that the substitute play that link as well. Will we backtrack maybe a little bit tomorrow with some of our videos? Yes. Anything wrong with backtracking? Absolutely not. You're supposed to read everything twice. So says C.S. Lewis, author of Language and Wardrobe and the Screw Tape Letters. So, chapter 1, let's get it. Pascal hadn't been able to fall asleep that night. Around the plantation, the air seemed full of whispered secrets. As he lay in the cabin doorway, he worried about how people treated him now that his mama was dead. Well, the first thing you do, these question marks right there, what do you have a question about? My first question is, what happened to his mom? After work that afternoon, he'd walked past some men and said, "How y'all doing?" They had stopped talking. Didn't they know that even though he worked in the big house, he wouldn't tell the master? Oh, so this is set during the time of slavery or quickly thereafter. So I'm putting the connections, right? See how it says find a connection on the page? I'm seeing a connection between master and big house there. In fact, he had secretly saved one of those men from a beating the other day. Master had seen the slave with apples he had picked to feed his children. As soon as the master had run after the man, Pascal had used his big walking stick to break a window. When Master returned back to run to his big house, the other slave and Pascal had both escaped. That had been last fall. It was now spring. That seems important that we have jumped uh, so far ahead in time. And Pascal, because this is for things that are important. But news had something to do with the war between the states. Well, this connects to today's learning target, which is all about historical fiction, which you just read the prompt for earlier. So the war between the states, I'm going to put the check mark next to that. The night air by his slave cabin, the door was spring blossom sweet, but the April of 1865 it seemed full of mystery besides. He listened to the breathing of 6 other slaves who lay with him on the crowded cabin's dirt floor from his pad. He glanced out the open doorway. In the black South Carolina sky, a half moon mothered a million dancing stars. The night sky comforted Pascal's hurt feelings, and soon he felt some of the peace and joy that Mama had always talked about. All right, we'll stop this video here. Your job is to, and you just, all you need to do is go to the first page, click on audiobook, and it'll open that right up to you. And then as your computer reads to you, you can go ahead. If you need to partner up with someone, that's fine.
So
My
we're going to
suggestion,
start to
sub,
read
is
for
that,
speakers and maybe a Mule. We're going
see,
to start to read.
as promised, right? So you need to make sure that you're reading along. I would suggest to the sub in the room that you play it over the smart board and have and follow along using the smart board and the speakers. All right. Good luck. Go get them.